Boo 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 boo. Yeah, guys, let me know if that music's too loud. Anyway, we're back. Weekly whatever. Weekly magic. Oh boy, it's a great time to be here at the shop, but you're not here at the shop, so that's on you. I don't really know what kind of decks we're working on, so I'm just gonna play something that I hope is good. I've had a hard time making it work in current standard, though. I might have to put back Railway Brawler. Ooh, hiccups. Oh wait, where did I leave my beverage? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that's embarrassing.
That Dr. Pepper is finally starting to get to you.
Yeah, which is weird. I haven't had it. Ah, here we are. Yeah. Bought a little sparkling water. That should make this an unbearable problem. Alright, you seem to like be really liking the red right now, so let's take a deep cavern bat and get a peek at your hand. Screaming Nemesis. Well, Burst Lightning is something we have to remove. We have a lot of weak creatures that will die to that. Oh wait, no, yeah. Oh, that battle does damage when it shows up. I keep forgetting about that. What are you doing over there, Delilah? Sonia's brought her dog over again, and I want to reiterate how much of a weird little freak that dog is. Yeah, like, Delilah's just licking the cat food bowl right now. I guess it's like the dog equivalent of candy.
More like the dog equivalent of chewing gum.
Oh yeah. See if he wants to trade or not. Said no. Now, if I deal this damage with this thing, it's not only gonna deal damage to something I actually care about, it's gonna take away my ability to gain life. That's not such a problem, but I'd like to have that opportunity. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, put the tumble right out. We got this last stand here. Should give it hexproof and indestructible. That might be useful. This guy's new to Magic. Packers then? So you're gonna get a chance to cast an instance. Get some chances to cast mine. I think that's gonna be dealing. Be 4 counters. 4 times 4 is... Oh wait, I'm actually gonna quadruple it. That's still not enough to kill. And only doubled. I guess you can't double. Should have not done that saddling thing. Going for the fancy kill. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to think I might not have built such a great deck. Oh wait, no, I do have Railway Monitor in here. Maybe this guy isn't as good anymore now that I have the Innkeeper's talent. What do we have in the, to help us with reach? Medicine reach. A lot of these are, how do I say, a little too, mana intensive. Reach, trample, domain. Reach dies, gain 2. That's good, but it's probably not as good as this. Also, having such heavy... Actually, that might not be such a bad thing. I was hoping something that does reach and death touch stuff. May mill 2, put a 1/1 counter as a sorcery. Oh, this comes with death touch too. That's not too bad. Of course, it is more expensive. You don't come in naturally with reach. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to make this better yet. If any of you know at home, you know, hey, start making a sound in the chat. Speaking of sound, my microphone is on, right? I had a problem during Warhammer Wednesday when I was just talking to nobody for an hour. I'd say you missed out on some good material, but let's be honest, you didn't. I don't think I should play any creatures yet. So I'll have my Conduit of Worlds out next turn. Putting a small Hydra out isn't such a bad idea. Ooh, got some blue in there too. So I'm expecting kind of a wide board with lots of land. Probably go now while they have no recourse to counter. Leyline Binding. Oh, yeah. I have answers for that, though. Now might be a good time to answer that. It's gonna let me play to land this turn. Bring all my swamps out there. And a Hydra for 2. Back in the hand it goes. Give it ward, give it one more 1/1 counter. Ooh. No more graveyard stuff. But I like graveyard stuff. So the thing set it to double. Let's make it so I'll draw 2 more cards when I make impact. Oh, that was exile, not destroy, huh? What was it? 5, right? Yeah, no, I'd go away with that too. Because of Innkeeper's talent, I actually put twice as many 1/1 counters on it when it enters. Meaning they can get quite large and unruly pretty quickly. Ooh, Juggernaut. Attacks each combat if able. Creature cannot be blocked by walls. One more go around? Or do I start opening packs? I actually really wanted to open these packs, so I might as well go for it. Duskmourn. Grievous Wound always seems like fun. When enchanted players dealt damage, they lose half their life. Round it up. You double this, they'll lose all their life. It is a 5-mana enchantment, so it's a little pricey. Foundations. These cards will be legal for a while. Solemn Simulacrum. Search for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, shuffle. When dies, draw a card. I don't know why that's good. In fact, I feel like 4 is a little pricey for a 2/2. Although it does let you tutor up a basic land card and just slap it on the battlefield. There's also the on-death effect. Other creatures you control with flying get +1. Okay, that's funny. Ooh, time stop. Time stops in standard, everybody. End the turn. You can counter someone's whole turn. Oh, that's good. That's too good. Consuming arbitration? Am I reading that right? Cards in opponent's graveyard. Whenever you cast a spell, reveals the top card until they reveal a land, and put all those cards in the graveyard. Oof. That is mean. Foot boots. Very nice. An Anthem of Champions. Very nice. +1/+1 to all other creatures. Kind of blitzing through these two. Meteor Golem. Ooh. When this creature enters, destroy target non-land permanent. That's fun. I thought this was just creature, but it's non-land permanent. Anything that isn't a land, you can blow up. Then again, it is 7 mana, so it's kind of pricey. Reanimating this from the graveyard is probably a good bet. When this creature attacks, another creature gets XX, where X is this creature's power. That might be very useful. Piling a bunch of 1/1 counters on this, then swinging out, giving power boost to somebody else. Offer you can't refuse is back in standard, so that's something I want to point out. That's just a good counter spell. Soulstone Sanctuary. Yeah, I was a little underwhelmed by this, but then I realized it becomes a land forever. It's still a land, but, you know, it's a creature, too. Sacrifice this creature, deals damage with its power to target creature or planeswalker. Okay. Cast a bunch of spells, make it really big, and then sacrifice it to damage something. Prideful Parent enters, make a cat. Extravagant Replication. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of target non-land permanent you control. That could be fun. It's birdable, I'll give you that. Enchantments are a little easier to remove these days, though. Six damage to target creature, discard a card to draw a card. Electro Duplicate. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste, and at the beginning sacrifice this token. And you can flash it back, too, so that's not too bad at all. Sower of Chaos. The devil, apparently. Oh, that's not his head, that's a rock he's wearing. Target creature can't block. Oh, what are you? Fiend Artisan. You're not standard playable, but kind of neat. +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for creature card mana value X or less. Activate only as sorcery. Okay, it searches. It searches on a permanent. That's nice. But yeah, that is unfortunately unusable for me. Still very cool. And we got a Liliana out of it, too. Each creature sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. Choose a permanent of each permanent type and sacrifice the rest. Create a 2/2 black zombie token. Not a lot of planeswalkers come out these days, so it's always good to get more. sort of drafts do we got going on? We got quick draft, outlaws, and premier draft, foundations. I'm thinking maybe I just spend the gold. And we'll do that. Gold is worthless anyway. Ooh, suddenly got an idea. I'll be right back. I was saving lollipops for a moment like this. All right, what do we got? Exemplar of Light. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter, and we put one or more 1/1 counters, draw a card once a turn. Or High Society Hunter. When this creature attacks, you may sacrifice a creature, put a 1/1 counter. Whenever a non-token creature dies, draw a card. I'll go with this. Replication. I'll grab replication too. Why not? Exile graveyard. Draw your second card, make a fairy. That weird kind of like watermelon flavor on this one. Almost broke along the colored lines on that. I gotta take Elvish Archdruid. It's for another deck I'm making.
You on the island?
Yeah, okay. I think I'm seeing something here. I don't know if I'm gonna get enough 2-mana creatures to pull it off, though. Kitty! Pick a cat. Blue, black. Picking colors, I guess. What's the black-white archetype? Life game and father creatures. Alright. I'll take the banner. And the pilfer. Great, I get the land. Oh, hello. Hexproof from instance. Yes, please. I need to find a way to gain some life. I don't think Raise the Pass is going to be useful, though. Helen the Trailblazer doesn't interest me. Flying, return, remove. Take some remove, I guess. Anything lifelink. At this point, I'd break colors for it. Banner of Kinship isn't gonna work. For each land you make, for each land you create, make a treasure token. That would be good, but I can't afford to get like rare focused right now. Penguin Siphoner. $10,000-year storm. Oh, that just gives stuff storm.
You're only up 30%.
Nothing's good, so let's just grab that. Seeker's Folly looks nice. Joust through. Grab another Soul Shackle zombie. Getting a little creature thin right now. Midnight Snack. Yeah, Midnight Snack's pretty good. Pick Inspiring Call for now. Another Thrill of Possibility. Things are getting pretty thin here. Let's see. Extra land. Now we take the rare. Look at our next pack. Got the big bear. Here enters, gets 1/1. If creature died, that creature gets -13/13. That's too powerful though. Like it's too big mana. Take some sack fodder. Definitely a 9 lives familiar. Not even guess. We're having this amulet or doodad creation. I think the gleaming barrier. Like another one, I guess. Bear. All right, I gotta thin this out. Strip those out. We need that. Go down to one, raise the past. They don't really do threshold stuff. Alright, let's give this a try. Yeah, no, I think we can work with this. Though it is kind of creature empty. Marcos, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, actually, I want to know how are they doing out there? I don't really get around there much.
What, standard or?
In general, like, how's the event? How's people doing? Everyone got their pizza. I know that much.
People are going.
Okay.
There was Hawaiian and meat lovers.
Yeah.
Because of birthday.
Yeah, that's not like an always thing, but you know, Richie's birthday, man. You know, we go all out for that. All right, what sort of horrible things do you have in your hand? We got rats. I mean, yeah, we're kind of chill here.
I feel like All Out was just a boosted.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time. Oh right, yeah. Flash or joust through? I'm thinking joust through.
What's happening?
Oh, I got to toss something. There's gonna be a quiz, dude. I'm hoping I can build towards Painful Quandary. That'll be fun. I think. I was gonna try to. I was trying to bribe him with the. Oh wait, did I get rid of the stab? No, the stab would have killed that and given me a treasure token. Take a cat. I got pretty lucky on grabbable rares, so. Yeah. Yeah, so I went in with very little of a plan. Guess I gotta throw that amulet away. Read that treasure token, block that, then block this because it's free. Actually, it might be better to do this. Seeing his hand, he doesn't really have anything he'd want to play. Now, if you block this, you let me draw a card. Didn't fall for it. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's swinging all out. Still might lose this one. Lifelink, hexproof. I mean, it's block enough.
Painful Ponder do again?
When an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard. And, you know, this one's free, so... I'm probably gonna lose.
Really?
I didn't want to do the actual math. Ooh, so close. Well, 2 more and I would've been alright.
Probably?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no probably. I did.
Yes.
I absolutely did. Okay, is there any way that I can polish this turd?
Nope.
Crypt Feaster.
Third.
No, this...
Not possible.
Yeah, I grabbed too many rares. Got a little too greedy.
Why do you have so many? Why?
It kept coming to me, and I didn't.
Why do you have
I didn't
so
see
many
it.
cards that are not?
I didn't see anything in my color, so I just threw them out. You know, I think I'm gonna bail on Raise the Past altogether. I just need to focus on warm bodies.
Okay.
So I got 8 non-creatures, 15 creatures. Not right. Something's not right about that.
Good luck.
Yeah,
You're
it's,
gonna need it.
yeah, this is not a... We won in the draft, not in the game. Oof. Ugh, squish my head. I'm keeping this. It's gonna be a hard one though. That should scare him away from swinging. Why did they say protection from... Oh, hexproof from instance. That's weird. I've seen protection from, but like... specific hexproof is new to me. Now that I have a higher life total than my starting, it's got Menace. That's going to be an effective beatdown. No, let it hit. Soul Shackle Zombie's already done its work, so... might as well swing out with it and spend.
I lose.
Luckily, this guy has built a pretty bad deck himself, so... feeling mildly confident about this. Homunculus Horde. Second card duplicates. Yeah, let's have a little looks through that hand. Ooh, landfall. Draw a card. Mail to. Ooh, right. Drawing a card. That's gonna be something I need to stop you from doing. Put out the helpful hunter. Gotta block with both of them if you're gonna block. I think I got rid of that. Draw on landfall would have been crazy good late game. Put up Painful Quandary. Hmm. Alright, so that's gonna go through. You gotta throw a card away or lose 5 life. Your choice, buddy. Big aggressive swing. I don't see any flyers, so that means I win next turn. And draw a card off there for stuff, too. Okay, we're getting 1 win at least. I'm not sure exactly... Well, I mean, I want to never lose, but... Three wins is good enough for me. Anything else, and I'll just consider it excessive success. Sony's left this here for some reason. It's powder that colors your fire. Any pellet wood fire. Simply a pre-lit wound fire. Yeah, just throw a packet into your fireplace and burn a whole freaking rainbow in your house. Do not cook food over it. They mention it might be slightly toxic. You want to check that out, Eli? You seem very intrigued by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like always, I got Eli on the offside, eh?
Aw, do not open packet, do not eat. Aw.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that do not eat goes without saying. I'm trying to remember what kind of metals burn funny from,
Sodium.
Sodium,
A lot of metals burn funny.
yeah, sodium, cobalt, and I'm drawing a blank.
That one? That like...
I know cobalt's blue. Yeah, I don't know if lithium burns funny. I think it just burns long. Or...
Oh yeah, lithium is the one that burns when you throw it in water.
Oh, reacts violently with water. Yeah, that burns when you...
Yeah, mini explosion.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be exposed to air either.
Yeah.
It's like super oxidizing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that being in there. Well, no, not in there. Yeah. I guess everything else kind of burns red, orange, and yellow, right? You know.
well, according to this, there's some stuff that burns green.
Yeah. I can't... Now, something burns green. Is it copper?
Might be. Yeah, well, that sounds... I know that copper oxidizes.
Yeah, and
green
fire
to
is just
blues.
oxidization, so... I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say copper.
Copper's a good guess there.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other things. I don't know if we're sticking to just metals, because
Yeah, you know any like non-metals that burn funny, Eli? Off the top of your head?
off the top of my head, sulfur might burn blue under some cases.
Yeah,
But I also know that if you mix copper and sulfur, you got a really deep blue copper sulfate.
yeah. But I can't imagine burning sulfur in your home is something people enjoy.
Oh, not pleasant at all.
No.
Other one, not many notable non-metals that I can think of so fast.
I mean, at this point, I'll just take I'll just take any old combustible you happen to know of.
Most of them will be metals for sure, because it has to be something that reacts with oxygen,
Yeah.
and most of those are metals. So, I think cesium might burn bright. I think that's actually where it gets from, like Latin for sky blue or something.
Yeah. Unrelated, but apparently, you know how we refer to like baby blue? Well, in Russian, there's its own name for that shade of blue. I don't know it, but they also mentioned that like pink before was just called light red.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm always weird like how we introduce a new name of a color.
The poem "Roses are red, violets are blue" is older than violet being used as a color.
Yeah. So I guess just purple was referred to as a blue. Very dark blue.
Well, yeah, you compare it to a flower or something.
And before
then eventually
yeah.
people forgot that violet was just a comparison to a
Yeah.
certain thing.
Yeah.
Like how you might describe a certain color of like dark brownish red as mahogany.
Yeah, before oranges, the color orange was referred to as what is it?
Yellow red.
Yeah, yellow red. Was it yellow red? Yeah, it's probably
Also,
yellow red.
if we're going by the light spectrum, like not the spectrum of pigments, but the RGB light spectrum, cyan is its own color if yellow is its own color, but orange is not. Orange is just a like yellow mixed with red, which sounds normal, but that's like it sounds normal
wrong
because
one.
we use red, yellow, and blue as primary colors for pigment. But green is a primary color, not yellow, so it's
Yeah.
a tertiary color.
I always found it funny that pigments and light behave slightly differently.
Also, the reason why there's 7 colors in a rainbow is because Isaac Newton loved the color 7.
Seven's a good number, but
It's not.
But I'm gonna agree with you. He was stretching an indigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, indigo was a stretch, Isaac. Now, thanks for everything else, but you gotta be kidding me here, man.
Hey, if we toss out orange because it's just yellowish red, and we toss out indigo, then we get to 5, which is another good number.
Yeah, primes is fine, right?
Yeah.
Everyone likes prime numbers.
Of course, then we have to change Roy G. Biiv's name.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I feel like we just keep indigo because, like, we've had it for so long, you know? I can't sacrifice this to the big finish. 2 mana too short. Oh. Oops.
Honestly, what might be a good move is to just toss out violet and leave indigo there at the end of the light spectrum so that people don't confuse the end of the light spectrum with pink or magenta, which is not a real color.
Oh, right, yeah.
Your mind is playing tricks on
Yeah,
you.
that's just the no color found color, right?
It's when you see blue and red mixed together, which should normally average out to green on the light spectrum, but your brain needed a way to tell you that no, that's not an edible plant. It's an unnatural thing that will kill you if you try to eat it. So it made up a color.
Which, evolutionary is is a pretty great thing.
Yeah. I do like that in the 2019 Color Out of Space adaptation. It's starring Nicolas Cage, the movie version of the H.P. Lovecraft book.
Yeah.
The Color Out of Space, which is, a color indescribable, found nowhere on the light spectrum, completely incomprehensible, is pink. It's magenta.
Yeah.
All the glows on screen are magenta.
Yeah, it looks magenta, which makes sense. I guess we're seeing an imperceptible color, and that's what's translated.
Well played, well played.
Yeah, no, most Nicolas Cage movies don't have nearly as accurate science behind them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that, chalk that one up as a win. Yeah.
Then again, are they really aiming for scientific accuracy
Oh,
in Face Off?
They aren't, but like, I don't know, Face Off is nearly enough. Face Off is the bare minimum. Any more absurdity and it'd be a fantasy, not a drama, or a thriller, or an excuse for John Woo to blow up a boat.
Yeah. I can take those excuses.
Yeah, no, I'm willing to make some sacrifices for a couple doves and boat explosions. If everyone's ever complaining that a movie isn't realistic, that's totally valid, because if there's complaining about that, that means they weren't entertained. You don't notice those failings when you're when it's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
We hand wave it around. I mean, there's no sound in space, but there's only like 3 people that I know that complained about Star Wars. All of them have admitted that, like, they're weird for doing that.
Well, I think the thing is that when you complain about realism, it's just because you can't find something else to complain about. You can't articulate what exactly it is that makes you dislike the movie. But the closest thing is that it doesn't follow some rule that you
Preconceived
expect
rule.
to see in a movie
Yeah.
because it works, and that you just perceive that as realism.
No, I just find I think it's the other way around. You fail to distract me enough,
Yeah.
and now all I can see is that wait a minute, it's not pronounced Tao, it's pronounced Dao. You would know that. Well, that's not realism, but that's more just like a gripe about
That's just doing your research.
Yeah, no one remembers that movie where a bunch of kangaroos taught a guy martial arts. The 80s were a lawless time for media. We were just making whatever.
This sounds a little like reverse Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Reverse?
Worse.
No, it was a total turtle ripoff. Turtles likes were also very popular in that era.
But yeah, but they're teaching a normal human martial arts. The weird animals
Yeah.
are teaching a normal human.
Yeah,
As opposed to teaching the weird animals.
well, they're mutant. They're animal people with attitude, and they do martial arts. So, bing, bang, boom. There's your turtles.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we all like our Ninja Turtles. It's just, how much do you like Ninja Turtles? Do you want everything to be a Ninja Turtles? Oh, hey, Richie. Happy birthday. Yeah, but do you like Ninja Turtles so much you want everything to be a Ninja Turtles?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I mean, you think you want that, but I'm going to tell you, you don't want that.
I love her to be a Ninja Turtle.
Important thing, if you swear, I'm going to punch you in the mouth.
So in Target the other day, I saw an action figure of Lucas from Stranger Things with Raphael, the Ninja Turtle, in
In
a
a-
2-pack together.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this wasn't licensed.
Just let that set in. That Target.
Well, it's licensed enough to get to Target, which is shocking.
You sure somebody didn't, squeeze them into the same pack?
Yeah, this almost feels like an obvious plant. You've seen the obvious plant products, like the pre-cracked egg? Yeah, it's
I've occasionally seen these sorts of things.
yeah, it's good jokes.
Usually, I've heard of them, not
Yeah.
actually witnessed
Yeah.
them myself.
Yeah, you never see them in the wild, but at least I haven't. It's real?
You're
Wait, why is it? Why do they wrap? Why are they that? What is it, like an '80s crossover?
Are they running out of are they actually running out of wrapping materials? Is that what's happening? Now they need to just make 2 packs of everything?
I was saying that
It's $50.
it's $50.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's definitely intentional then.
Always Raphael.
It's always Raphael. Or maybe that's just the Eastman Turtles, you know, like the original ones, the ones that all wore red. Yeah, you didn't know that? When Ninja Turtles first hit publication, it was a black and white comic book. The Turtles apparently all wore red because when they finally colored it in, you know, they were all wearing, well, I guess you could say Raphael's colors, you know, all red garb. The colors, yeah, I don't know when it happened.
How else are you gonna tell a bunch of mutant turtles apart?
It was the right choice. It really was the right choice.
Yeah, but you gotta be able
yeah.
to identify them in combat by some way other than their
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah.
You know, to sell more action figures.
Or the letter on their belt. You know, they've always changed that rhyme because they kept getting who was the leader wrong. Yeah, well, no, Leonardo's the leader. Raph is like...
That's
blue.
Donatello, isn't it?
You see, this is why they have different colors, Richie. Because even with this, we're having a hard time telling them apart.
Why did we make them all turtles?
Why not? Well, Raph is like... Well, he's kind of like the muscle. Yeah, he's the muscle, the fan favorite. When the turtles die, he's the last one to die. This is... Yeah, there's actually a lot of... There's like a comic for like every one of them ending up as the last turtle. There's also a comic where you think they all die, but they don't. And I think that's how that series ended. Yeah, oh yeah, and the Ghost Turtle comic, which Billy tells me is a real thing.
Wait, they did Sixth Sense with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Well, there was also a girl one.
Huh.
No, Mona Lisa was a newt. I'm thinking of Venus. And then there's that girl who got a blood transfusion and turned into a turtle.
That's not science.
I mean, we kind of left science behind a while ago, but not only is it not science, I just don't like it.
Yeah, firstly, why are you...
Why would turtle blood work?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that at all. That's totally gonna cause an immune reaction.
Look, 3 losses.
And second, like that blood doesn't remain in your system forever. At most, that's like being turned into a turtle for a couple of months.
Yeah. I don't know how permanent it was. I mean, a lot of weird things happen in comics. You see the one where Joker got pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't really get pregnant. He had like a Clayface baby in his belly. What's weird is, like, I think that fixed him, actually. Like, he kind of went sane for a while. This just brings back the whole, you know, how do we stop the Joker without killing him? Well, we got to make him a loving father. We have to impregnate the Joker. Yeah, they should keep me far away from writing any comic books, I think. Mostly because I don't think I'll be any good at it. I feel like I'm too irreverent, you know? Well, like Joker pregnancy and stuff, you know?
No, I've started to actually... I'm starting to agree with Alan Moore's, what's the word? Thesis in writing Watchmen, which is that superheroes probably would not be good for the world. Like, having superheroes running around...
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would help things.
Yeah, I more see the Venture Brothers way. Like, if we had superheroes, we would not like them. In fact, we would probably, you know, think they were gay. We would think there would be, like, conspiracies and, you know, there's no way there's such great people, and we'd probably be right. They'd be bogged down by bureaucracy and red tape, and, we would need ridiculous government organizations to keep them in check.
As with all celebrities, they secretly got thousands of skeletons in their closets.
Some of them are legitimate real skeletons, too. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just, I don't think you want superheroes. You say you want superheroes, but you don't want superheroes.
Like, to the...
What you want is someone to fix your problems. That doesn't have to be
Yeah,
superheroes.
to the typical superhero comic fan, all they see is that if there weren't superheroes, then those people robbing the bank would just get away. But that's what the police are for when the superheroes aren't trying to replace the police.
Which is probably why we see so much superhero stuff where it's like saving the world.
Yeah.
You know, because like, no, a cop can't shoot Galactus or arrest. I'm just gonna say Galactus again. Oh no, Thanos! We gotta pull Thanos over before he
Yeah.
mega genocides.
Then, like,
no.
Well, Doctor Doom, how are you how do you go about attacking Doctor Doom illegally? Because like he's a
You can
foreign
sanction
ruler.
Latveria, I guess.
Well, no, I'm saying like if superheroes are willing to fight Doctor Doom, who's like a recognized hero of his home country, and the people love him, and he's just like sure he's evil on the inside, but he's got great policies technically speaking.
Well, I think like you see Doctor Doom with a ray gun, then you can fight him. You can't like just bust up like into Latveria and challenge him when he's in this bathroom.
Right, but like Stalin was a whole lot worse than Doctor Doom. Why did no superheroes try to just kill Stalin?
Well, I think Latveria is just not like geopolitically relevant.
I don't think that superheroes will be bright enough to take real politic into consideration
there's a
when
couple-
doing their vigilante.
Yeah, there's a couple comic books where like they did, but it generally ended badly. I know one like pretty much the team gets like legally disbanded. One of them gets like euthanized, and I think the end is like, did we do the right thing? And like no, but now everyone's going to have to answer this question, like why didn't people do anything to help? I wish I could remember the title because it sounds like it's right up your alley, but it was kind of the inspiration for the Elite. You know, those guys that Superman tangled with. You've seen the scene where that whole speech about dreams, which I think is like the perfect way to answer that. Like, well, yeah, of course superheroes are a delusion. Don't you want to dream? Don't you need something to hold on to?
I've heard criticisms about the Doomsday Clock comics.
Yeah.
The sequels to
Sequel to
Watchmen.
Watchmen should have
Yeah.
been considered a cardinal sin.
It's
but,
blasphemy
yeah.
on the highest order.
Yeah, no.
But the idea
nevertheless.
that at the end, Dr. Manhattan. Okay, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Dr.
spoiler
Manhattan,
for comics. We sell comics, by the way.
Yeah.
Buy
I
our
don't think you
comics.
can buy- I don't think
Not
we can
on the
buy those
websites,
here.
no.
We do still Watchmen here though.
Yeah, no. If you're in the store, pick up some Watchmen so you can be as mad about this as Eli.
Yeah. Join the party of cynicism. But at the end of Doomsday Clock, Dr. Manhattan is just inspired by Superman to become a good guy for some reason. Like, he goes from being inhuman god who doesn't process human emotions and refuses any reminder that he once was a person, to
I
guy
want to
who
be
helps out the world.
I want to be a person
Yeah,
again.
he does starts doing Superman stuff and rebuilds the Watchmen universe minus nuclear Armageddon and does all sorts of cool superhero things like that.
Which
And-
is great for a Superman comic.
Yeah.
We won that one.
It's
but it's terrible for a Watchman. Yeah.
yeah, it is not the message of Watchmen because relying on people to just make individual choices about like you really just need to like trust the American god to do the right thing this time because don't worry, he read a Superman comic, now he's a good guy for sure.
Yeah.
But it is the best like sort of Superman story, the idea of just we inspired this completely
Superman is
inhuman monster
a
to just become
character
good
about
guy.
hope. That's like his whole thing these days.
Well, the thing is that
In fact, I would say like having that comic end like there is almost kind of like an admitting that Superman won and Watchman lost when it came to the hero mythos. We remembered our superheroes more for the hope they bring rather than the problems.
the other
That's elegant and beautiful, but it makes for a very crummy Watchmen comic.
Yeah.
It's just
And-
not good.
The other thing I'll say is that Watchmen fans ruin the point of Watchmen, just like Christians in the Bible.
Yeah, but that's another thing.
That's a story for another day. About our good old Jewish socialist friend,
Sonia?
Jesus.
Oh. My second guess was Bernie Sanders. But yeah, no,
But
if you're gonna do that whole you're an idiot for liking Rorschach, yeah, I know, I don't care.
yeah, Rorschach is actually the world's worst detective. Is the entire point. He's not only is he like
Well, I could have solved those crimes,
yeah.
but I could not have lit those people on fire. So that's why he gets the big bucks.
Listen, I understand that the fight scenes are cool.
Yeah.
To somebody who doesn't understand that the fight scenes are brutal to show that violence is bad.
Yeah, violence is ugly.
Yeah. It's they get treated with the same amount of substance by readers as well, like Doom video games.
Well, I mean, they're gonna tell me I shouldn't kill demons with my bare hands?
Well, you should because they're demons, but
Yeah.
should you kill cops with your bare hands just because they're chasing after you?
I couldn't.
No,
I couldn't kill cops
it's
with my
not
bare
really
hands.
possible because Rorschach does it with
Not-
a grappling gun.
Yeah, not with my grappling gun and not with my Doomslayer armor because I'm not those guys. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Audiences don't care.
The other thing is that despite, like, I can understand how you could still love a guy who's the worst detective ever and is a brutal combatant because
Yeah.
that still makes for like a fun dude who might still have a
Yeah.
redeeming personality, and he's kind of a quirky fellow who's in some way relatable because he's so bad at detectiving. Like he's just
Yeah.
ordinary
Yeah.
homeless guy becomes a vigilante.
I suck at detective work too.
But the problem is that Rorschach, as a human being, is just awful anyway. Like it's not just that he's the worst detective; it's that he's the worst person, and he's Batman. He's a misogynist. He's kind of racist. He reads the Watchmen equivalent of Fox News
He,
and nothing else.
He wears a trench coat. That's disqualifying in this day and age.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, how many upstanding individuals do you know who own a trench coat? If you're one of them, well, you can say you know yourself. But do you?
And
I'm losing this one.
He's completely psychotic.
Oh no,
He's just not
yeah, he's gone. He's crazy. He doesn't shower.
He is not a good role model in any way.
He is unapologetically nuts, as opposed to his contemporaries, the Question, who is apologetically nuts. You know, he's always like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm a wacko conspiracy theorist. My problem is I'm right." I always did like all the glimpses we caught of the Question in the Justice League animated stuff.
Mind control codes embedded in protein bars.
Yeah. I guess they didn't use him much because no face. You know, how do you emote with that? Yeah.
Well, he does have a face, but it is the ugliest one.
It's under that. Yeah. I don't know. It's you can't make just guy in trench coat with no face as a superhero character these days. Like people would say that's stupid.
Yeah.
It was a different time. It was a simpler time. No, this is probably a loss for us. But I want to cash in now.
This has been one of the jokes I've been working with in my own efforts to create superhero comics, which is that superhero costumes, either they're like really cool homemade projects, or they're clearly just something that the vigilante already owned and like either added a layer of paint or
Bathrobe and
added
bulletproof vest.
added
man.
a little bit of retouching. Like it's the Red Cobra, who's a Green Hornet parody,
Yeah.
obviously, is just walking around in what was definitely a pinstripe suit and a red tie that he already owned.
Yeah.
He just added well, no, he actually swapped out the tie for a red a bolo tie of sorts with a little like snake head on it.
My favorite
for
is
the cool logo.
the Creeper's costume, which he got when he was brutally killed at a costume party, and to save his life, a doctor performed a procedure that essentially just kind of bound the costume to him, and he could switch between this costumed and uncostumed state, like kind of like a Bruce Banner
the Creeper
thing.
from Scooby-Doo.
No, he was he showed up in a Batman show. It was one of those ones that never really took off, and
Oh, I think
All I know is
remember
he-
this one. Yeah, he's the weirdo with
Yeah.
the weird
yellow-skinned
patchy
weirdo
skin.
with a feather boa and a speedo, and
Yeah.
all I remember is like he's like, well, I better look like I'm really crazy because you know that'll throw him off the trail. Like, look at me, I'm a weird freaky guy. I mean, shows what I know. It worked.
What am I gonna do with his face? Not act like a weirdo?
Yeah, superhero costumes that they didn't choose is also an interesting concept. Green Lantern. That's the uniform. It all looks like that.
Other ones I was working with is that
Another one of these, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, I opened one of these in the other packs. It's really good for like one particular type. What it wants you to do is Fill up the opponent's graveyard, normally by forcing mill,
Of course.
and then every time it attacks, it's gonna make a mill more, at least until they pull a land. So yeah, no, this is like kind of a starve out style of deck. All right, one more, and then let you get back to your train of thought before we end this.
Sure. Oh, yeah, how much longer are we on this?
We got about like 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
keep it going. So costumes, hero costumes.
But other ones are obviously going with the same line as the dollar bill joke from Watchmen. With how dollar bill gets his it's the whole no capes rule. Dollar bill gets his huge cape because his costume was created by the bank that he worked for, because he was a superhero hired to advertise a particular
brand
bank of something. Well, they put a huge red cape on his costume, and during a bank robbery, it got caught in a revolving door, and they just shot him in cold blood, because he's not immune to bullets.
Just a guy in a suit, huh?
My version of
Read
that...
Watchmen.
My version of that is that all the capes that you see are for practical purposes somehow. Like, they either are... The only case where that isn't the case
Concealing, say, a fuel pack for the flamethrower, or
well, in some cases for like stealth. The
gliding instrument.
the Mothman is one of his powers is an anti-gravity field that generates around him, but that's not enough to let him fly on his own. He actually needs something to wave around to make him move a little bit into the air.
That's stupid. I love it.
Yeah. Like he discovers that he can sort of glide from rooftop to rooftop, but he actually needs to do powered flight with a pair of wings or something.
I need a way to push air, and strapping a fan to my back is out. So
it does mean that he doesn't need to follow the rules of birds and other sorts of creatures with like wingspan several times the length of the length of their body or more.
So it works.
You can just
when you can manipulate gravity, you get to cheat.
Yeah. In some cases, I have had him just grab like a large blanket or a regular cloak and use that and light with his costume. Not the leaf blower, but a gun does propel you backward a little with the recoil, so he can also get this effect with the rifle. Oh my!
Yeah, this thing doubles its 1/1 counters every time a land shows up.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, and 3 land creatures just showed up. So,
oh dear.
So we went from 4 4s to 32 32s. Yeah, that's kind of a deck I've wanted to build, but it requires me to craft some mythics that I don't think will be around.
Yeah,
for
we'd have to be better at deck building to destroy people like that.
Yeah, well, I've been toying around with some funny stuff, but I don't know. At this point, I feel like I'm so behind the meta, I kind of have to play catch up. Yeah.
Other funny costumes I was thinking of, what's his name? The Red Cobra's assistants all just have identical costumes. It's intentional so that you can't tell which one you're up against.
Yeah.
He doesn't have one sidekick,
he has a rotating stable of specialists.
He claims to have one sidekick named the Black Python. He actually has like 20 of them behind him at all times.
Yeah.
So occasionally you'll be running away from him and his sidekick as they beat up your gang of criminals, and then you just get shot by another one of them on a rooftop nearby.
Who's waiting exactly for that time where you run.
He's waiting for the criminal leaders to get outside. There's another one waiting in the getaway car outside. There's another one watching for the police outside.
Well, now you have to do a thing where, like, there becomes an urban legend that the Black Python can teleport.
Oh, they've absolutely banked on this.
Yeah, and of course he, like, keeps it up, Like, that's why they call him the Black Python. He moves through the shadows. He can, like, go into shadows and, like, jump out the other side. A bunch of guys.
No, there's nothing special about this. They're not even related. If you happen to get close enough to
you'll
look at
know
them for a second...
They're different builds, different kits, they're different guys.
These people aren't the same race, or even the same gender in many cases. Like, they're clearly different people. Some of them are 5 feet tall, some of them are 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah, no, they're different, but you know,
You can't tell that from the distance, especially when they're always skulking around in the shadows and just punching people unconscious before you can ask
yeah.
questions.
And anyone who like, you know, gets close enough is probably getting like lit on fire because you know flamethrowers and all that. They use a lot of flamethrowers. Eli's made that clear to me.
The Red Cobra has terrible branding. The only his weapon of choice is the Cobra gun. What does the Cobra gun shoot, you may ask? Bullets. It shoots bullets.
Regular old
because they
bullets.
get the job done. He also, but his cool weapon is the Venom Sprayer. It does not spray venom. It has two versions. There's the flamethrower, which I've told Pat about. It shoots. It's got like a little cobra head on it, like a little snake
It's
head.
very well designed. It's just terrible branding.
Yeah, it's terrible branding except for the Cobra
No,
logo
he's on.
it.
He's on for the snake theme. It's just like snakes. What can you do with snakes? Poison,
Yeah.
constricting. You're done. Boom.
But
Maybe you swim?
Actually, in his defense, it does work for cobras, because cobras are known to spray
Yeah,
their
no.
venom out in a
Yeah,
line.
spitting cobra works, but
spraying venom, you can't get your hands on that much poison.
Yeah.
So,
And
you know,
even if you
hydrogen gas, flammable bursts of hydrogen gas.
Yeah.
Deals with criminals very quickly. They never come back.
Yeah. dead.
the,
So dead. So freaking dead.
The only
Ooh.
other version of it that he has is a crowd control version that shoots a mild dusting of chloroform.
Yeah, just some night powder.
Yeah, in case he needs to deal
Yeah.
with crowds of policemen who are trying to ambush him.
Because he is a vigilante.
He is a wanted criminal in all 50 states because somehow he got to Hawaii.
And Guam.
He's very rich. And American Samoa. He's a very hated man.
He makes enemies and gets rid of them just as quickly.
Yeah, the only enemy who's stuck around is the police department of most cities. There have been more than one Red Cobras in history because
Yeah.
the title is passed down from person to person.
Yeah.
Often unintentionally, like someone will after.
Yeah, you
the
just kind of
first-
like take the brand name and you can run with
well,
it.
after the first guy dies, either one of the Black Pythons gets promoted for being the best of the best, or in one version that I was working on, one of his descendants just stumbles across the basement full of Red Cobra iconography, realizes that he can really work with this, and has all these contacts in
Oh,
martial
sweet! I
arts.
always wanted to be a superhero. Yeah.
Well, it's not really superhero. It's more like, sweet, I always want to knock out all the competition and crime syndicates while keeping my own anonymity.
So it's just the blue Morpho.
Yeah.
I love that.
Again,
I love the blue Morpho
again-
arc. Watch Venture Brothers.
Again, the blue Morpho is also a parody of the Green
yeah,
Hornet.
no,
It's blatant.
Blatant.
Everything.
They wear it on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Green Hornet parodies are probably like untapped territory. So, write this thing quickly before like all our ones of fans.
Sonya,
starts
you
writing
better
their-
not.
Yeah, Sonya. He's got the copyright on this, and I'm also in the running to play the Red Cobra. Right? I thought that was like agreed upon.
I'm not sure. You definitely could play a martial arts mentor or something like that.
Yeah, maybe just like one of the pythons. I either need to like get shot or like get set on fire and thrown off a building.
Yeah,
Those
you
are
might
my.
actually be a crime boss in this.
I can work with
By
that.
the time that the film comes out, you might be the right age.
Oh yeah, I'll be all old and gray by then.
Uh,
Yeah, but until then, come back for next time. We'll probably have more of these. I don't even know what to call that one. But I mean, hey.
nonsensical tangents.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's been great.
Yeah.
I love doing this. I love Warhammer Wednesday, but I like this too. This is good. This is a good stream. I like playing Magic the Gathering. I like hanging out on Fridays, and I like doing it all for you. So in the meantime, check our website, thirnuniverse.com, or !shop in the chat, and I'll see you.